Hello, everyone. Today's chess puzzle.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the board.
Okay.
For white, we have a knight on e4, a rook on h4,
Uh-huh.
pawns on a3, f3, b2.
Right.
The queen's on h2,
Okay.
king on a1, and another rook on c1.
Got it.
Now for black's setup,
Right.
a rook on c8, another on f8,
Right.
the king's sitting on g8,
Okay.
pawns on b7 and f7, a bishop on g7,
Uh-huh.
a knight on e6, a pawn on c5,
Right.
the queen on a4, a pawn on f4, a bishop on d3, and a knight on e3. It is white's turn to make a move.
Right.
Let's get this going.
So focusing on what white can do immediately.
Yeah.
The rook on h4 has a clear path along the h-file.
Right.
You might notice black's king is on g8.
Mm-hmm.
Moving that rook to h8 puts the black king in check.
Okay.
However, the bishop on g7 is positioned to take that rook.
Exactly. And what about white's other rook, the one on c1?
Mm-hmm.
It controls the first rank. Moving it to g1 doesn't create an immediate threat. It feels like we need to find a way to create an opening. What about the knight on e4? That central position gives it some interesting options.
Yeah, that knight on e4 is key. Consider the f6 square.
Okay.
If the knight could land there, it would directly attack the black king.
Right.
Now, let's look at the provided solution to see how these pieces might work together.
Right.
The first move suggested is indeed rook from h4 to h8.
Okay, so white sacrifices the rook on h4 by moving it to h8.
Mm-hmm.
As we anticipated, black's bishop on g7 then captures it, moving to h8.
Mm-hmm.
It seems counterintuitive to give up a piece so early. What's the idea behind this?
This is where it gets interesting. After black takes the rook with the bishop, white then moves the rook from c1 to g1.
Okay.
Now, this rook is on the g-file, potentially putting pressure. The solution indicates black then moves the bishop from h8 back to g7.
Why would black retreat the bishop? It just captured a rook. Perhaps they want to maintain control of the h-file, or maybe they don't see the deeper threat. But this move back to g7 opens something up for white, doesn't it?
It does. With the black bishop back on g7, white now makes the move with the knight from e4 to f6. And this is checkmate.
Oh, what?
The black king on g8 has no escape.
I see.
The rook on j1 controls the g-file, the pawn on f7 blocks g7, and the knight on f6 is attacking the king directly.
So there you have it. White moves rook from h4 to h8, black bishop captures on h8, white rook moves from c1 to g1, black bishop retreats to g7, and finally white's knight moves from e4 to f6, delivering checkmate. Thank you for listening.